Samsung bloatware targeted in lawsuit. Smartphone buyers might sensibly assume their new mobile acquisition to be a blank canvas which they can customize to suit their own tastes. Not so, it seems, as manufacturers are facing accusations of sharp practice by preloading often unwanted apps on new phones, to the mounting irritation of their users. Now, Samsung and fellow manufacturer Oppo are currently being sued for loading excessive bloatware, as it's called, onto mobile phones. Lawsuits have been filed by Shanghai Consumer Rights Protection Commission after complaints were made against 20 smartphones. Bloatware is the term used to describe unwanted and often uninstallable apps that are preloaded onto a smartphone, in some cases allegedly stealing mobile data from unwitting users. When Samsung launched its Galaxy S6 range, it claimed that bloatware on the phones had been reduced by almost a half, but the consumer watchdog disagrees, and during its investigation found the Oppo Find 7 to have a whopping 71 pre-installed apps, while Samsung's Galaxy Note 3 carried 44. The complaint isn't simply based on the fact that the apps are preloaded, but that manufacturers aren't informing buyers that the amount of storage available is less than advertised because of them, which is why the Commission is seeking a ruling that would make Samsung, Oppo, and others legally obliged to make clear on the packaging of their smartphones what apps have been installed, and also to provide instructions on how they can be removed. Now, the suit follows in the wake of a case in the US which saw a pair of unhappy iPhone owners accusing Apple of a similar offense. The users claimed that Apple was intentionally, quote, concealing, omitting, and failing to disclose, unquote, that on 16-gigabyte versions of iPhones, more than 20% of the advertised space simply wasn't available for use on account of the preloaded apps. Bloatware not only occupies space that could be used for photos, music, and the like, but can also be responsible for slowing down its performance. A 64-gigabyte Apple iPhone 6 is typically left with 56 gigabytes of free space after pre-installed app system files and software are taken into account, and that's just 87% of headline storage capacity. If successful, the manufacturers would be obliged to advertise available storage, but at the moment only in China. All eyes will be on the outcome, though, as the ruling may well set a precedent for similar action in other jurisdictions. Bank of Cardiff is the nation's premier small business direct lender. Bank of Cardiff offers direct funding to small business owners making working capital loans, small business lines of credit, equipment financing, and equipment leasing to all 50 states.